Hello everybody again on Simplyfoodea YouTube channel. Thank you very much to your great comments and thank you for your cooperation. Today we'll continue the process risk assessment. We'll take this copy and just paste and delete all this part. The second, Control S, okay. The second process in our risk assessment are sorting of orange. You must take care that you, before mentioning on your flow diagram which is OPRP and which is CCP, you must run the process risk assessment, then you will put on your flow diagram which is OPRP and which is CCP. But in our example, because previously we have explained in deep details the OPRPs and CCPs, and we have mentioned why each one of them are OPRP and CCP. So when you draw your flow diagram according to the exactly process steps on your floor, so after that you will mention which is OPRP and which is CCP. Okay, the sorting of orange. Okay, why the sorting of orange are hazard? We will find here that sorting of orange, if there is physical hazard, so it will severity, it will be it means that the bad orange or rotten orange passed from the receiving of raw material process. It doesn't control it by the as an PRP. So the sorting of orange is additional control step. So it will be, for example, here it will be 8, this severity, because if we didn't take care of the rotten orange or bad orange fruits, so it will pass and be squeezed to be rotten juice also. So the probability it will be equal this shift 8, this enter and drag it 16, so it will be yes. So it is significant hazard, and we can also give it a special color here. Okay, yes, it's significant hazard. Why the sorting of orange? Okay, maybe the maybe the receiving of orange step are not sufficient. So the control mechanism are sorting manually the rotten and unclean orange fruits. So now we'll go to the decision tree. Focus very well in this part. The decision tree in the new FSSC version, okay, the first question, this is all the processes, okay. The first question, is there a significant likelihood severity hazard of this step? We have mentioned that it is yes, because if it is no, so it is PRP, as we have mentioned here. It's not significant here, so it is PRP, but in this case it's significant, so we will go to the second question. So the first question here, answer is yes. Make it wider, can bigger. Okay, now the second question, is it necessary to apply control measure at this step? Yes, to control the rotten orange. So if the result of this question is no, so in all cases, a control measure is a subsequent step in the process or in the food chain, will reduce the hazard to acceptable level. So it's also PRPs as appropriate. If it is so, we'll stop proceed to next step in the process. No, but now the question to answer is yes, are control measure already in place question. So the second question, this answer will be yes. Till now we didn't know if it is OPRP or CCP. So let's go to question number 3. Are control measure already in place? Sorry. If this question answer is no, so implement control measure by modifying your own process or have control measures in the process of the supplier of your raw material. If A and B, these 2 points, are not visible, inform your customer about the possible presence of this hazard. So stop and proceed to the next step. The question 3, we have answered that there is no any control here. We haven't done the control from the supplier. So the question will be yes, because the control measure already in place, because we can't control each fruit from the supplier. Now let's go to the most important 2 questions. Question number 4, if there is any failure of the control measure with a high risk for the safety of the product, yes, it will be. Include the following: either the effect on the hazard, the control measure specifically applied to reduce to acceptable level, any subsequent control measure, a single control measure, or combination. So the question number 4 is asking if there is any failure of this control, the sorting control, either there will be any risk on the product and its safety. Of course it will be. But if the question answer is no, so it will be categorized the control as an OPRP. Establish action criteria or monitor, measure, or observe direct failure. The method and frequency shall be proportionate to likelihoods and severity of failure. In case of failure, assess the causes and consequences of the failure, and when necessary, manage affected product as potentially unsafe. This question can be also OPRP, and question 5, answer no, also can be OPRP. But in our case, that there is any failure of the control measure in this step, so it will be OPRP. So yes, still we haven't finished all the questions yet. Question number 5. Is it feasible to establish measure with critical limits and monitoring that enable timely detection and correction of all failure? Yes, this question are very important. It means that if we haven't any control in this step or this failure happens, so there is no any another control in your plan. No, there is another control. So what are the another control? We must monitor this detect failure, and we must access the causes and consequences. All this categorization of the control measure and OPRP. So here the question will be no. Sorry. Here the question will be no. Why no? Because there is an additional control of the physical hazard here, which is the there is additional control. If you can see here, if any physical hazard pass from the sorting, it will be controlled, deeply controlled on the X-ray. So the X-ray process make this part OPRP, the sorting of orange. And if, okay, for example, if there is no any X-ray in this process, so the sorting of orange will be the main CCP in all the orange juice process. So here the decision tree, if it is yes, 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 no, so the answer will be OPRP. This is a very, very important point in your HACCP plan. So the chemical hazard will be, we can mention it as this. Okay, also it will be severity, low severity, and probability of the controlling of the sorting of orange, and the control may be also the approved supplier and COO, but we are here are talking that that it is no need for the decision tree because it is not significant, and also the biological hazard as is same also like the receiving of raw material, but it will be merged here that this point the sorting of orange are the first OPRP in our risk assessment for the process. Thank you very much, and continue to the upcoming videos to continue our process risk assessment. Thank you very much, and best luck for all of you.